So in the previous problem, we had these transactions and we entered them in the journal like this. Now the problem with the journal, as you can see, there are no balance columns. So if our boss asked us how much cash do we have, we would have to go through and find all the cash transactions. And do the math, which is a pretty clunky way to do it. So the way we calculate balances in our accounts is we post or copy the data from the journal to the ledger. And here is the ledger. Now what the ledger is it takes all the accounts and it has a section for each account. So here's a section for cash, here's a section for accounts receivable, etc. And within that section, like here for cash, we were going to enter all the cash transactions. And then this T account, which is this right here, as you can see, this is kind of shaped like a T. This T account allows us to be able to calculate the balance of cash. So now we're going to start our posting process. Notice it says we will post the accounts one transaction at a time and begin by posting the event from the second, which is the very first transaction. Now notice they give us the explanation of the transaction here, but we don't need that. When we're posting, all we're doing is we're going to the journal, which is what this is, and we're just copying the data one step at a time. So our first account is cash, and notice we have a $12,000 debit. So because this is on the debit side, which means the left side, we're just going to copy that number, go to cash. Here's the left side of cash. I'm going to paste it in there, and then I'm going to enter the date. And then I'm going to go back to the journal and post the next one. So we've got London, capital. So that's the capital account. Apparently the owner's name is London. So I need to find, here it is, the London account. And notice this $12,000 over here is on the right side. So I'm going to copy that and post it also to the capital account on the right side. And keep the same date, July 2nd. And then notice it says up here again, it says we will post one transaction at a time. So we check our answer, and then we move on to the next transaction. And it reminds you the next transaction is the July 4th transaction. So on July 4th, we have utilities expense on the left side, the debit side. So I'm going to find utilities expense and post or copy that $410 to the left side using the July 4th date. And then the next part of that transaction is we have a $410 credit to cash. So I'm going to go up here to cash. I'm going to post $410 using July 4th. So we're done with the July 4th transaction. We check our answer. The next, we're going to post the July 5th transaction. So we've got equipment, $2,200 on the left side. So I'm going to find equipment. I'm going to post or copy $2,200 on the left side, July 5th. Then I'm going back to the journal. And we've got accounts payable, $2,200 on the right side, July 5th. So this posting process is just a step-by-step procedure, and the reason we're doing this is when we're done posting all the transactions, then we can calculate the balances for our accounts. So we are now on July 10th. So on July 10th, we have AR, $2,800 on the left or debit side. So I'm going to post that on the left side, July 10th. And then we've got service revenue on the right side, $2,800. So here's my service revenue, $2,800, July 10th. Next, it's reminding us to do July 12th. So on July 12th, we've got cash, $7,500 on the right side. Excuse me, the left side. And then we've got notes payable, $7,500 on the right side. Hopefully your monitor is bigger than mine so you can get this box out of the way a little bit better. Next, we're now doing the July 19th transaction. So we've got the withdrawal account, $750 on the left side. Withdrawals are down here, $750, July 19th. And then we've got cash on the right side, $750. July 19th. Now, while we're posting, if our boss asked us, well, on July 19th, how much cash do we have? Well, we could calculate it. But first, we would need to know our pluses and minuses. So the first task is to know is what type of account is cash? What type of an account is cash? Cash is an asset. So the numbers on the left side are pluses or deposits, and the numbers on the right side are subtractions or probably checks. So to calculate the July 19th balance, if our boss asked us that, we'd say it's $12,000 plus $750 minus $410 minus $750. And whatever that number is would be our balance as of July 19th. But My Accounting Lab is not asking us for the balance on July 19th. It wants the balance at the very end. So we're done July, whoops, I scrolled too much. We're done with July 19th. So check the answer. And now July 20th, we got office supplies on the left. We got $860. Post that. Oops, wrong date. July 21st. And then we have cash on the right side, which is cash going down, $860. July 21st. We can check our answer. Now we're going to move to the last transaction, July 27th. So we've got accounts payable, $2,200 on the left side. So I'm putting it on the left side. And then we've got cash, $2,200 on the right side. And we check our answer. All right. We don't need this journal anymore, so we can close that. Now our instructions say use a BAL, which stands for balance, posting reference on the proper side of each account to show the ending balances of the accounts. For accounts with a zero balance, make sure to enter 0 on the appropriate cell on the normal side of the account. So remember, when it says normal balance, it means the plus side. So just think about the cash account. Remember, the plus side for cash is the left side. And cash is an asset account. So just think about your checking account, which is a cash account. Does it normally have a positive balance or does it normally have a negative balance? Well, it could technically have a negative balance, but hopefully it's not normally a negative balance. So the normal balance, when it's talking about this normal balance up here, it's just talking about the plus side. So if an account has a zero balance, make sure you put it on the plus side. For cash, if cash had a zero balance, we would put it on the left side because that's the plus side for cash. See what else is that? Okay, that's all. That's it for the instructions. So it says compute the July 31st balance for each account. So let's start with cash. Now remember, to do this, we have to know the pluses and minuses. So the numbers on the left side are pluses, so deposits since it's cash, and the numbers on the right side are minuses. So we're going to need a calculator for this. So we're going to add these numbers on the left and then subtract the numbers on the right. So 12,000 plus 7,500 is obviously 19,500. I could have added them, of course. And then I'm going to say minus 410 minus 750 minus 860 minus 2,200 equals $15,280. Now I could type, also, since cash has a positive balance, I need to put it on the plus side, the larger side. This side is larger than this side. So I could just type the number here, but I like to not have to type it. So I'm going to click this arrow, and then it shoots it into whatever cell I had my cursor in. And then this is our balance. And then just double check. Did I put the balance on the normal side? Cash normally has a positive balance. All of these accounts normally have a positive balance. So when we get to the liabilities, their normal balance is on the right side, the plus side. So always remember, normal balance means the plus side. And then the rest of these are pretty easy. Balance, we've got $2,800 on the left side. So that means our customers owe us $2,800. We've got $860 balance of office supplies. Accounts payable, we had, now remember, accounts payable is a liability. So the plus side is on the right side. So we originally had $2,200 of debt, and then we paid it off. So what's our balance now? 0. But which side do we put the 0 on? And it says, according to our instructions, enter the 0 on the appropriate side. Enter 0 in the appropriate cell on the normal side. So the normal side just means the positive side. So liabilities, which is what AP is, has a normal balance on, obviously, on the plus side. So we're going to put the 0 on the plus side and write BAL. Notes payable, we've got $7,500 of debt for notes payable. Capital, we've got $12,000 balance. And service revenue, which we record when we sell something, has $2,800 balance. And then our utilities has a $410 balance. One or more of the balances are incorrect. Now, it's important that you read these. Now I got to figure out where I screwed up. So one or more of the balances are incorrect. Recall the normal balance. Make sure that you are entering the balance along with a BAL reference on the correct side of each account. Remember to enter a 0 on the normal side, which means the plus side. And here's what I find out that I did wrong. I did not scroll down. So I've got 2 other accounts down here. So I've got $2,200 equipment balance. And then I've got withdrawal, $750 balance. So make sure you scroll down. Don't be like me. So again, the main reason that we have this ledger, which has a section for each account, is to calculate to be able to know the balances of each account. A lot of students mistakenly think the journal, and that's what this is here, has the balances. No, it does not have the balances. It just shows you each individual transaction. So again, in the journal, to figure out the balance for cash, you'd have to find every cash transaction. Here's cash. Here's cash. Here's cash. So what if the business has been around for 20 years? Are you going to go through like maybe 2 million transactions to calculate the balance? No. That's what we have these ledgers for. And the number one thing that bosses are always asking for is, what is our cash balance? So we would tell our boss we've got $15,280 of cash. If they asked us how much debt we have, debt is accounts payable and notes payable. So we have $7,500 plus 0, so $7,500 of debt. And that's it.